What's up guys, I'm back like I never left. In this video we're going to be talking about cheap stock that have high potential for growth for the future. I'm going to go in detail the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis, and what are the key price points that we can get involved in these companies. I'm also going to go over what happened in the stock market today and what are important economic reports that could potentially affect the stock market for tomorrow. Guys, there's a lot of reports that are coming out tomorrow. I'm going to go over this important information coming up. Alright guys, so before we get into the video, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below, guys. So the first stock that we're going to be talking about is going to be ticker symbol blnk. As you guys know, I've been covering this company for the past few months because this company is involved in electric vehicle, and if you're somebody that's passionate about investing in renewable energy that helps electric vehicle companies, this is a company you want to pay attention to, because this is a company that builds charging stations across the United States to help electric vehicle car owners to charge their cars. So they have different locations where they have their charging stations, and they can also set up a charging station at your house. However, as you can see over here today, the stock is down 7.62% to the downside. So I looked into detail exactly what could potentially drive this stock price to go to the downside. So I digged up some new resources that came out, news that came out, but recently basically what happened is they got a lawsuit filed against them. So that is the main thing that happened. A lot of these companies actually get lawsuits, however we don't see the results of the lawsuits unless it goes to the final stages where a decision might be passed pretty soon. However, since we're just at the beginning stages, you don't really have to worry about this thing because they can potentially resolve it in mediation, arbitration. There's a lot of things that they can do. And the only thing that we need to pay attention to, if this case goes through the legal system, which might take a while, and if it's at the last point where a court is going to make a decision, maybe that is going to be the time to pay attention to it. But however, these lawsuits really happen to multiple of these companies that I've covered in the past, and the stock eventually goes to the upside no matter what. But in this case today, the stock pulled back significantly to the downside, so it's a great opportunity. I believe the future for this company is bright. We talked about their earnings report, that their report was fantastic. They beat their earnings, their numbers was really good, and they're also expanding. And also in the future, electric vehicle cars are going to be expanded across the US. A lot of people are going to be start using electric vehicles, trucks, etc. So this is a great company to get involved in. There's definitely high growth potential for this company. That's just my opinion, guys. So when you look at exactly what is the ideal price point to get involved in this company, as you can see over here, you're looking at the $8 area as a support. So it had a $10 area as a support, but it really did not hold it. It broke down to the $10. As you can see, that wise kind of has a nasty drop to the downside. So we definitely need to pay attention to the second support line, which is going to be at $8. So if the stock can potentially go down to $8, that's going to be an ideal price point to get involved in it by risking the $8 price point area. So in case that breaks to the downside, the other support that we're going to be using is going to be the $6 area, guys. So if you want to see if you see huge growth potential for this company, ideally, or if you want to add to your positions, you can wait for the price to pull back to $8 to get involved in this company, or you can just risk the $8 right now and get involved in it too. So now let's move on to the second company, guys. So before we get into the second company, guys, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below, guys. So the second company we're going to be looking at is going to be ticker symbol CLSK. Now this is involved in software and infrastructure, so that is really fantastic because as you can see, the stock has been spiking up to the upside significantly. As you can see, the stock used to be $2. It was also in a penny stock. It was trading in the OTC markets a few months ago. Now it's trading in NASDAQ, and currently, as you see, there's huge growth with this company, and they recently signed a deal with International Land Alliance. They're going to be providing microgrid power solutions to more than 400 unique residential resort properties held by international land alliances. So this deal is really fantastic for this company because it's getting a lot of exposure right now. It's really at the beginning stages of expansion right now. As you can see, the stock is just going to the upside. It's making new deals and expanding, and that is really fantastic to see from a company that just got recently listed in the NASDAQ. So that is really fantastic. And as you can see, the price point that we can get involved in this company, ideally if it's pulled back to $10, but broke out of the $10 area, as you can see over here, pulled back $10, it went above $12. Now it's sitting at $13.34. So ideally, if you can pull back a little bit, like 2, 4, 5% of the downside, and see if it can hold above the $12 area, that's going to be ideal price point to get involved in it. And if it definitely pulls back drastically, the best price point is for it to get involved with it. It's going to be at $10. But as you can see, the stock is definitely spiking to the upside, and the share outstanding for the company is 17 million shares. The share of the float is 16.17 million shares, and the institution ownership is not a lot. There's not a lot of institution ownership, only 0.8%, and insider ownership is only 0.1%. But as you can see over here, the past year, the past quarter, the company has been really having a lot of growth. So that is fantastic. Now let's move on to the third company. The third company we're going to be talking about is going to be Golden Nuggets. They're going to be doing a reverse merger by Landcadia Holdings, and they're going to go IPOing pretty soon. But they recently reported their earnings, and their numbers are super fantastic. I'm going to walk you through exactly what their earnings numbers were, and I see a really high growth potential for this company. As you can see over here, the gross gaming revenue of 28.2 million compared to the 15.3 million during the same period in 2019. That is an increase of 85%. That is really great. And the net revenue of 24.8 million compared to 13.9 million during the same period in 2019, an increase of 78%. So that is really solid. And the operating income of 8.5 million versus 4.5 in the second quarter of 2019, a 74% increase. So that is really fantastic numbers to see. And they're saying that we're pleased with the continued strong revenue growth in New Jersey and our ongoing profitability, said Tillum, which is a GNOG, which is Golden Nuggets owner. So they're definitely going to be IPOing pretty soon with the reverse merger. So definitely keep an eye on this company, guys. As you can see, the stock has been beaten down, has been trending to the downside. It has found support around $11.15. Now it's back to $14.21. You know, the resistance price point that we're going to be looking at is going to be if it breaks out of the $15 area. That is ideal. That would be great to see. And I can see this company going past, you know, $17 before this merger happening pretty soon. So after the merger, of course, we'll see if there's going to be huge continuation to the upside. But if you're somebody that wants to get involved in it, just buying, holding it for the future, there's huge growth. The company is profitable. You see those numbers are super solid. So there's really fantastic. And also the share outstanding for the company is 1.45 million shares are available for the public to buy and own right now. And the institution ownership is 53.69. So that is a lot. So a lot of institutions own it, more than half of the shares that are available and owned by institutions. So that is really great, guys. So definitely keep an eye on this company because there's going to be huge high growth potential for the future, guys. So now let's look at what happened to the stock market today. As you can see over here, guys, that we had a red day today. Some of the reports that we talked about yesterday that could have potentially affected the stock market was going to be, you know, the Fed speakers coming out and speaking at 1 p.m. and also at 3 p.m., of course. So those Fed speakers actually talked about the effects of the coronavirus on the economy, and the market really did not like that. So they said that the coronavirus can have an impact on the economy for upcoming months and a year to come. So that was not actually ideal thing to hear for investors, you know. So that's why the stock market actually went to the downside today. And the major leaders going to the downside, as you can see, was the real estate. We got AMT going down. We got the Coca-Cola, you got Pepsi down, even Walmart down here. They had really great rallies that happened from last week because they're reporting earnings. And Target reported earnings. It was really solid. As you can see, it's up 12.65% of the upside. So their numbers was like superb. The company beating their revenues by a lot. So that is great for that specific company. But of course, you got Amazon pulling back, Netflix. Also, Nvidia reported earnings after hours and is down 1%. Also, their numbers are super fantastic, but you can't really know what can happen. Even though they beat earnings, the stock can still go to the downside. So you got Microsoft also pulling back. And also Apple actually today reached $2 trillion market cap, but it pulled back to the downside. So, and also we got Gilead, which is selling to the downside. It was down minus 4.87%. And we got the energy sector, which is down significantly to the downside too, guys. So we'll see if there's going to be continuation tomorrow. That could potentially happen. And we have a lot of important economic reports coming out for tomorrow, guys. So I'm going to go over these reports right now. So for August 20, Thursday at 8:30 a.m., we got the initial jobless claims for regular state program SA. It's going to be for the period of August. The previous was 963,000, and the forecast is 910,000. Also at 8:30 a.m. we got the initial jobless claims. Total NSA it's going to be for the period of August 15. The previous was 1.32 million. Also at 8:30 a.m. we got the continuous jobless claims for regular state program. It's going to be for the period of August 8, and the previous was 15.5 million. Also at 8:30 a.m. we got the continuing jobless claim total NSA. That's going to be for the period of August 1st, and the previous was 28.3. At 8:30 a.m. we got Phil Fed Index. At 8:30 a.m. we got the Philly Fed Index for August. The previous was 24.1, and the forecast is 20. And also at 10 a.m. we got the leading economic indicator. It's going to be for the period of July. The previous was 2.0%. So if these numbers that we just talked about, especially the ones that have forecasts, if their numbers fluctuate either to the upside to the downside, it's definitely going to affect the stock market, especially when the market opens. So definitely keep an eye out for this for economic reports, guys. And also make sure you have a solid plan before you get involved in any of your positions. And if you're new to the channel, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you drop a comment. Let's get it for tomorrow, guys. Have a wonderful day.